Mind Smash. You gotta watch it. It's on YouTube. Mind Smash.
Jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, kickboxing, taekwondo. Long ago, the martial arts lived in harmony, but then the wrestlers attacked, and only the Avatar, skilled in all styles, could stop them. But when he got a fat paycheck, he disappeared. Many years have passed, and the UFC discovered a new avatar, a taekwondo bender named Adesanya. Although his taekwondo skills are great, his Muay Thai, kickboxing, and jiu-jitsu are pretty strong too. Many believe he's just a hype train, but I believe Adesanya could be more than just a John Jones comparison. Hello, Robert Whittaker is a beast. If you're a fan of mixed martial arts, you have to respect the body of work he's accomplished in his division. Not only is he unique with the traditional bounce he has in his footwork, but he's armed with cat-like reflexes and a high fight IQ. As an individual, he's impossible to hate unless you're a sociopath. If you follow the sport, Robert the Reaper Whittaker makes it easy to be a fan, but I found his pre-fight build-up with Adesanya strange and out of character.
No, honestly, I thought I wasn't that impressed.
On that, you mentioned, Rob, you know, he spoke in his podcast, he said he has a lot of respect for you, but he also believes you're not as good as you think you are.
He was consistently expressing how he was not impressed with Adesanya, how he thought he was an easy fight. He even mocked Adesanya because he got clipped by a head kick from Gastelum. I found this odd because Whittaker said in interviews that if he weren't to take Kelvin seriously,
Kelvin has all my thoughts and focus and interest at the moment. That's the only guy that I can fight right now, and it's the only guy I should be focusing on. He is a tough, young, hungry stud, and if I don't give him the respect he deserves, he's gonna hurt me, man. Kelvin's gonna be one of the hardest fights to date. He's very well-rounded, he's young and he's hungry.
This was all before he was pulled out of his bout with Kelvin Gastelum due to medical complications. If he showed Kelvin such respect, why not Israel Adesanya, especially when Rob had said a long-range striker might be his kryptonite? I did not believe Robert was thinking about Israel's skill set correctly, which is why I sent Israel Adesanya this on September 26th, 4:21 p.m. The previous messages weren't sent from me. He's a massive fan of yours, but bro, I believe you're going to win this fight regardless of what anyone else thinks. The moment Rob said Gastelum landed a head kick, he didn't realize why. It's because Gastelum emphasized his boxing much more than his head kicks throughout his career. He isn't looking at you practically. He's like everyone else who doubted during your career. We all know what you've done to them time and time again. I really do hate making predictions like this, but man, I truly believe in you. You are a special athlete. You know, I am a fan of Rob's, and I never would have sent this if Rob was who he was his entire career. A king who earned his status by never taking any opponent for granted. With that said, he could have very well won this fight with Israel Adesanya. After all, Whittaker is a beast who must be respected, but as a striker, I don't think it's fair to underestimate one of the best strikers in the world, especially when he's been running through competition with relative ease bar Kelvin Gastelum. So, with that said, why did Israel Adesanya win? Thank you for joining me as we take a closer glance. Robert Whittaker is terrifying. Every moment he entered, he was terrifying. He had real intent behind his strikes, and he was definitely connecting, but for the most part, Israel was effectively rolling with the punches and leaving the space. It was very difficult to connect on him clean with all the evasive movement. One of the tools we saw Israel use over and over again was the pull. It's far more exaggerated than a textbook boxing pull, but we saw Prince Nassim Hamed do the same thing to a similar extent Israel was. In exaggerated fashion, Nassim would pull the space, then like a serpent, re-enter with a counter. If you've seen Hajime no Ippo, this was signature to Brian Hawk's style. In kickboxing and Muay Thai, there's a reason why pulls are far more exaggerated. If you pull towards parallel of a kick's angle, it's simple geometry. The head kick will graze over. Both Sancha and Lurtzilla are masters of this understanding. Now, what made this a rough matchup for Robert Whittaker was a few things. First, Robert, as a smaller fighter, his strategy was to explode into his reach with combinations. He's like a Mortal Kombat character. With his background in Hapkido, he would really be the perfect scorpion for any future games. I think Mortal Kombat developers should be contacting this guy. But back to the point. We saw this capacity in his open workout training. He clearly had the intention to blitz in for Adesanya's head. He's nimble with a dangerous capacity to cover space, but there's a problem with this. Adesanya. He sets up strikes with an ocean of illusions, feint after feint after feint, nipping at you, touching you from that seat. Precisely, he touches you when you least expect it, but he has stated that he actually started off primarily as a counter-puncher. If he's backing up, he'll mitigate a bit of the force he takes rolling with the blow. But the moment Adesanya plants and rotates into a punch, if your momentum is still moving forward, he doesn't need power to rock you. Precision will have your power used against you. Collision, all the explosiveness Robert Whittaker drilled, entered against his own chin. This is what Conor McGregor did to Jose Aldo, but with a different technique, leaving the space. When he planted and rotated against Aldo, it wasn't Conor's power that switched Jose Aldo off. More so, it was his precision using Jose's own power against him. Boom. The lights just go out.
Timing beats speed. Precision beats power.
You got no power, bro. Well, I don't need power. Everyone has power. I have precision.
It's insane watching Israel Adesanya leave the space, to move and hit, to strike from such weird angles. Let's actually take a closer glance at both sequences where he rocked Robert Whittaker. As Robert enters, he has so much momentum that he breaks through Adesanya's guarding hand. But Muhammad Ali, the same way touching Ali would give him the distance for his phantom punch, the moment he touched Israel, it gave him the read of distance. Adesanya rolls with the force as he pulls the space, then back in like a slingshot. Boom! Whittaker eats it against his own momentum. The bout would have ended here if the bell did not ring. The jab from Rob was a thing of beauty, next to no telegraph. Israel could barely react to it. It was so perfect. But Israel did. He moved with the force, then saw the incoming shot, tried to pull and counter over the top. Missed. But because he's backing up, he still mitigated the damage he took. Rob is still following through with the amount of momentum he delivered. Adesanya, he's weaving out. His trailing right hand smacks Whittaker, which sets up the left hook. Watch how in this position, Whittaker instinctively chose to counter with his lead hook. By the fraction of a second, Adesanya sees this intent, thus already begins to leave the space. As he fades out, his left anchors in. The fact he loaded up first, but also made the judgment to leave the space and catch Whittaker on his entry, this man is truly in the Matrix. Again, with precision, Israel Adesanya uses Robert Whittaker's force against him. This is crazy, truly, using his unique attributes to the full capacity, but that alone is not what gives Israel Adesanya his Neo from the Matrix status. It's his mind, his ability to enter flow state, which gives him a reaction time advantage over the rest of the competition. He's not thinking in these high-level exchanges. He doesn't have the time to think. Off instinct, creatively addresses the moment with flow. So, how does he achieve this? When preparation meets opportunity, you have success. But that window to seize it is very small. If you think, it may pass you by. What Israel Adesanya does to mitigate forethought is simply have fun. Hungarian-American psychologist Mihaly has a model for flow. When a sense of challenge, the stress and anxiety feel high, but you feel able, relaxed, confident amongst that pressure, that is when you are switched on to your peak performance state. Flow, a sensation of content, happiness, yet a focused, fully immersed presence to the moment.
When I'm authentically expressing myself and being true to my true core, I'm the best in the world. When I'm having fun, I'm the best in the world.
Ultimately, martial art means honestly expressing yourself. Now, it is very difficult to do.
For Israel Adesanya, framing a fight as fun is a way to establish that feeling of relaxation. It's how He feels confident and content in one of the most ruthless environments in civilized society. The man, he's just himself. He enjoys expressing himself. He has that lightness, that spark we carry when we are children. It's that spark of play. Even now, I'm sure you do not realize the gravity of what you just heard. Here, this is a letter from Albert Einstein to his son. My dear Albert, yesterday I received your dear letter and was very happy with it. I was already afraid you wouldn't write to me at all anymore. You told me when I was in Zurich that it was awkward for you when I come to Zurich. Therefore, I think it is better if we get together in a different place where nobody will interfere with our comfort. I will, in any case, urge that each year we spend a whole month together so that you see that you have a father who is fond of you and who loves you. You can also learn many good and beautiful things from me, something another cannot as easily offer you. What I have achieved through such a lot of strenuous work shall not only be there for strangers, but especially for my own boys. These days, I've completed one of the most beautiful works of my life. When you're bigger, I will tell you about it. I am very pleased that you find joy with the piano. This and carpentry, in my opinion, for your age, are the best pursuits, better even than school, because those are things which fit a young person such as yourself very well. Mainly play the things on the piano which please you, even if the teacher does not assign those. That is the way to learn the most, that when you are doing something with such enjoyment that you don't even notice that the time passes. I am sometimes so wrapped up in my work that I forget about the noon meal. Be with Teet. Kissed by your papa. Regards, to Mama. There's a reason why most child prodigies don't grow into geniuses. When you're a child, all you do is play. And as you play, you refine. As you refine, time times effort creates a genius. It is the same with a lion cub, sharpening its tools as it play fights. That play is what makes it a skilled hunter when it becomes a full-grown lion. Play, thus having fun, is nature's way of making you skilled, but through our systems pounding you with information till you overload, drowned by that sea of stuff you don't really care about, all fun is lost. Israel Adesanya, through this bout, through his career, signifies something I've been desperately trying to share with the world. You aren't incompetent. You aren't lacking. You just aren't having fun. The moment you do, the moment you choose to, I promise, you'll be surprised by how good you get. After all, the genius is the child that lives on to adulthood. Thank you, Israel Adesanya, for this lesson. If you like more from me, please subscribe and hit the notifications. Thank you if you did. It truly does up the channel. Thank you. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. It's good karma, and until next time, peace.
We are born scientists. When we're born, we wonder what's out there. We begin to wonder about the sun, life, the stars, what makes the oceans, the weather. We're born scientists. And then something happens. When we hit the danger years of junior high school and high school, that's when it's literally crushed out of us.
Those are the worst.
Every little flower of curiosity, said Einstein, is crushed by society itself.